Oh man, Tarek, nah, man, those are my bros. No, that's the bros, man. Bros over hoes. I know what you guys are thinking when you read the title. Like, no, those are my friends. I can't leave them. Nah, that's my ride or dies, and that's my homies, and I can't leave them. Nah, you're tripping. And the thing about it is, you have to ask yourself a few questions, fellas. Ask yourself, where has the group of people you have been hanging with gotten you, right? Do they really even care about you? Because the answer is surprising. The answer is going to shock a lot of you guys when you really ask these questions. Are they really good for you, right? Do they have your best interests in mind? Like I said, the answers to these are going to shock you and it might disappoint you, okay? But this is a truth that you guys need to hear because you guys are wasting your time with these losers that you call friends. I'm sorry. I know it's harsh, but I'm gonna get into it. This is Tarek Talks. Glad y'all could join me. Let's get into it. These are questions that you really need to ask yourself. These people that I'm hanging out with, and quick disclaimer before I even continue. Guys, if your friends are empowering you and they're encouraging you to go on the right path and they're not losers, ignore this. This video isn't even for you, right? This video is not even for you. But I can bet my bottom dollar for the majority, for the average. And guys, this is why this word average is used, right? What does average mean? It means on the whole, the majority of the time, 9 times out of 10, 90% of the time, these modern males, right, that you hang out with, these friends, are losers. And I'm not saying this from a position of, oh, I'm just this perfect guy, this perfect dude that never messed up in his life and was never a bad influence and all that good stuff. I'm not saying that from that position at all. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the autograph. What do they say? Experience is the best teacher. From experience, I realized that these friends are keeping me intoxicated, keeping me broke, right? Keeping me thirsty for broads. I'm telling you, and a lot of you guys can relate to this, keeping me dumbed down because I guarantee you, a lot of these so-called friends, when you try to do something positive with your life, they're gonna start talking shit about you. They're gonna start throwing little remarks and stuff, right? Little jokes. Hate disguised as jokes. Because ask yourself this. When you're hanging around these guys, are you becoming better or are you becoming average to below average? Probably most of the time below average, right? Number two, if you guys weren't getting drunk together, getting high, intoxicated, chasing broads, being thirsty as hell, going to these useless ass clubs and splitting a section between six dudes in one bottle, right? Six dudes in one bottle, kind of like that. Two girls in one cup, right? Six dudes in one bottle in a fucking section. All that meaningless, pointless stuff. Is that if you weren't doing that, would these guys be hanging out with you? The answer is no. Another question I had asked, do they even really care about you? I'm gonna tell you guys what, fellas, I promise you this. And this is gonna be extremely unfortunate, and this is gonna hurt a lot of you guys. A lot of times, the people you hang out with, for the vast majority of the times, don't care about you. Where did I learn this? I learned this from my younger days when I felt like I had to be in the in crowd all the time, or I felt like I always need to have friends, right? I felt like I always needed to have friends. I later learned that a lot of those people I was hanging out with didn't even give a shit about me, right? Didn't even care about me because at some point they started showing their true colors, right? I would come in, in the restaurant that I had worked in, and we would all hang out. And sometimes they would act like they didn't even know me, right? They acted like they had like a little attitude of like, like looking at me like that. I'm like, damn, I thought we was friends, right? And I'm not saying this about every single person that you know. Don't get it twisted. If you have a great friend, if you've had a friend for a long time, go ahead, keep that person. That's not very easy to come by. It's rare to come by. But truth be told, like I said, most of your friends mean you no good. Most of your friends do not care about you, do not have your best interest. If you try to, guys, I remember when I first started working out, right? Or not when I first started working out, when I was working out, and I would tell certain friends, like, hey, I'm trying to cut back on drinking. I'm trying to cut back on going out. Because in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm tired of chasing after broads and being thirsty and hitting clubs. And then the guys I was going to the clubs and shit with, their ass had the most depressed demeanor. Like, it was so depressing to be around them, right? It was so depressing. It's like, for somebody who was begging me to drink and go out with them, like, damn, their mood was so depressed. But guess why they were depressed? Because they were always involved in low vibrational activities, right? All they wanted to do was go out, drink, chase broads, low vibrational activity. I've mentioned low vibrational activities to you guys plenty of times. And I tell them, hey, look, I'm trying to improve myself. I'm trying to cut back on this, cut back on that, right? Hey, look, I'm getting more in touch with the spirit. And then we'll start laughing and shit. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Does that sound familiar? When you try to get on self-improvement, when you try to better your physique, when you try to better your diet, and your so-called friends start making fun of you, cut them off, dog. And at some point, all that juvenile way of thinking, like, oh, you know what I said in the beginning, oh, those are my friends, that's the bros. Who am I gonna hang out with? Fuck that. Why are you even hanging out with them type of people? What in what way are they enriching your life? Because let me tell you something. Going out going out several nights of the week to a bar, getting drunk, and chasing broads, it is not gonna do a single jack shit thing for you. Right? If you always hanging out with these so-called friends, right? And they're always complaining. They're always in this bad, low vibrational mood. Everything, guys, I've hung out with people that when I was in a room with them, I felt a dark cloud over my head, right? And these might have been friends of friends, right? I walk in, everybody all drunk, everybody looking all depressed, the energy, the only thing they talking about is, oh, where the hoes at? And, oh, we finna fuck these hoes. And it was extremely low vibrational. I felt depressed. And hey, look, as men, right? Single men or whatever, do we like the company of young ladies? Of course. Of course, if we're, especially if we're single, we're going to go out there and try to get with a young lady. That's natural. Cool, I can dig it. But when it's like the focal point of every single time, if your friend's not a one-time mention, hey, look, let's go to the gym, or hey man, let's drop the liquor for a little bit, get on this water, okay? Get on this water, get on this more balanced diet. You don't got to eat broccoli and asparagus and all that, but a more balanced diet, you know. Let's skip the clubs. Let's skip the clubs for a little bit. Let's not go to the bars and be thirsty over thoughts. You know, you're not gonna really hear that from these type of friends, because all they're gonna want is to do low vibrational stuff. And then when you get around them, like I said, they're gonna be complaining. They're gonna have this kind of dark energy around them because they're too busy indulging in bullshit. They think it's cool. Most men out here, most modern men, not all, but most, for the most part, they think being thirsty like, I be hearing the conversations. Oh man, I fucked this girl, dog. No one cares. We get it, bro. Like these friends are gonna always be in a constant state of trying to validate themselves. Oh man, I fucked this girl, dog. Oh man. And deep down inside, they're depressed as hell. And they're trying to mask it. Oh man, you ain't got no hoes. You're what? You ain't got no hoe. Bro, is that the only thing? Like, these dudes, a lot of these dudes have no car, no job, no money, but worried about hoes. You know, they don't have anything going on for themselves, but they worried about females. They have no kind of potential anything going on, but they worried about females. And you need to cut them type of people off, dog. I'm sorry if they're your friends, but if they're not going to change, first of all, that's not your job. Second of all, those friends are quicksand. And you need to have the proper discernment of letting them the fuck go. Fuck it. You'll be all right. You'll be better off. Because those same friends, you don't need, as the more you hang out with them, the more you're going to be a loser just like them. Because they're going to keep influencing you. All right? Anyway, with that being said, hope y'all liked the video. Peace.